The olden day dolbies have been replaced by these things over here. Welcome to Little India. It is about a month before the festival of Diwali or Deepavali, and that's why the streets are all adorned with all these beautiful decorations. Guys, this is one of the more colourful enclaves, ethnic enclaves here in Singapore. Do come down and check out this bustling place. Over here is one of the more Instagrammable buildings owned by Mr. Tang, Niah, a really successful businessman selling sweets here. So he owned a couple of sweet making factories along Serangoon Road, also a smoked rubber house. Mr. Tang Niah bought this for his wife. Ooh, how sweet, right? Sweet, get it? So this house back then was green and white. Now this house is just filled with offices inside. This Chinese-like building pops right out here in this Indian enclave. So Little India is definitely one of the most colourful areas here in Singapore. I'm a big fan of haphazardness and anything that is grown organically. This enclave is definitely for you. Hey guys, it's time for another staycation. My school's way over there, that building there, yeah. So the Indian community in Singapore first began in Chinatown under Raffles Jackson plan. And if you've seen my Chinatown staycation, you know that they were right there, right next to where the first Hindu temple, the Sri Mariamman temple, is. Due to the influx of migrants and also the expansion and growth of the community, they had to shift the Indian community to this present day location. This enclave is so huge that you can actually find not just one but two MRT stations within the same area. So lots to see, lots to buy, lots to eat, and definitely lots to sketch. Wasn't that cool? We caught him incensing his shop. This is the moringa leaf, otherwise known as the drumstick leaf. This has 7 times more vitamin C power than the orange fruit. How cool is that? Guys, I hope you enjoyed that painting. It was supposed to be a late afternoon sketch, but it seeped into the evening, which is great because the lights came on and it gave it a bit more character. Speaking of lights, Deepavali is nearing. The street decor is out. So from what I know, from what I've seen and visited, there are 3 main festivals that are celebrated here in Little India. From what I know, the one that begins at the start of the year will be the Pongal festival. That's my favorite. And then there's also Thaipusam, and then there's Deepavali. So this one is for Diwali, or the Festival of Lights. Check that out, it's like a tunnel filled with lights. Okay guys, I'm famished. When you're here in Little India, one of the more popular restaurants that you have to try out is the Banana Leaf Apolo. It's right in front of me. Let's see if they're still serving. Hello. Okay, thank you. So here are my reviews, guys. The meal was just filling, you know, a lot of stuff packing into the tummy. Flavors wise, I feel it's just so. Some parts were really salty, so I think it wasn't mixed or tossed well enough. So guys, here's a quick tip. Just look at the queue or the line that has formed outside a restaurant or a cafe before you decide. That is testimony to whether the food is good there. So I was reading this article here. It became Little India, and it's clear that back then the Indians were mostly at Chulia's Street. But because this area, the Serangoon Road area, had a lot of fresh water, early migrants who came here who were into farming and growing crops and all that, this was the place. And that's why the canal, Sungai Road, right, canal, is a very prominent landmark in this area of the freshwater supply. And back then, Europeans also tried their hand at cultivation, planting nutmeg, gambia, and coconuts. That's my favorite word, nutmeg. It says here that it was only in the 1930s that Serangoon Road became Little India. So as there were thousands of migrants who were working in the naval base and the Seletar and Changi air bases. So many of them settled around this area and it just grew. Hey guys, welcome to Mustafa. If you're traveling from halfway around the world and your first destination is Singapore and you're kind of going through some sort of a jet lag, you wake up at 3 in the morning and you're wondering, what should I do? Mustafa is the place. It opens 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can get practically anything there. Yeah, even fountain pens for sketching. So this is Mustafa. It's not that molten lava planet that got Anakin Skywalker burnt. This is the Mustafa without an R. 5 stories, I think, 2 or 3 buildings. Huge enterprise. So do check it out. During the lockdown that we had, I think they changed their operational hours just for the time being until things get better. So that's really interesting to see it shut down, like closed. I've never seen it closed before. Alright guys, so sounds like I have another portrait to do. A quick one, a caricature with inks. The boss of Al Mubin asked me to sketch him. And that's his car outside, really big car. Should do this more often. work, I retreat to the Great Madras where I get a couple of hours of sleep before I head out early to paint the morning light. Good morning guys from Little India. Yeah, we're still here. It's a very cool and friendly morning. Didn't really get to sleep well. I'm not sure whether it's because of the lights that were spewing in from the outside, a new environment, or maybe I was just excited about coming out here to paint this early in the morning. So this is one of the most convenient things for an artist to wake up and step outside, and there you are at the paint outside. And that's why I do these staycations also. I don't have to spend like an hour, hour and a half getting ready and getting to the site to paint early in the morning. That's what I want to paint. It's called Big Boss, and it's one of the local 24-hour coffee shops here in Little India. Let's set up and get this one done. Hey guys, that was a good exercise. What do you think? I did it in good time, maybe about 2.5 hours. The weather was super kind to me today. The sun tried to pierce through the clouds, but the clouds were kind enough to shield me away. Anyhow, it is breakfast time. I think I deserve a good breakfast at my favorite place. Those of you who have been following these episodes know where I'm going to next, so stick around. So this morning here at Komala Villas, there is a certain minister, senior minister, sitting right next to me on the next table. It was really tense with his 2 bodyguards. So I couldn't film much during this sketch, only after he left. So this is it guys, but I love the Pongal here, so if you ever get a chance, do drop by for the masala chai too. Right guys, I just came out of the Indian Heritage Center. Please note that if you guys want to sketch in there, right into the museum before coming in here, because they will not allow you to sketch without that permission. I did appreciate the fact that they offered free lockers for those carrying heavy haversack bags coming in here. One other thing about Little India, there are tons of CCTVs around, so you almost feel as if you're being watched every single moment. Hey guys, this is Alvin Mark. This concludes another staycation here in Singapore. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves as I bring you the sights, the sounds and the smells of Little India. For those who are new here, thank you so much for joining me on this art journey. And all those who have been watching me all this time, thank you so much for that continual nudging on and moving forward. Until the next episode here on this art channel. Ciao guys.